Yo, what's up guys, Saintsfan here, welcome back to another GTA 5 video, and since hopefully the lowriders are gone, I wanted to commemorate their passing with a top 10 video. Now this isn't just a top 10 lowriders video, because I did want to include all of Benny's vehicles, but 8 out of the 10 cars that I'm going to show are lowriders, so it is pretty fitting. And you guys can let me know your list in the comment section after all of this. I know towards the end, lowriders were getting pretty boring and pretty repetitive, and not many people did like them like we did sort of like them when they first were announced. But like I said, here is to hoping that this chapter has finally passed. All right, getting into my cars or my garage here. So I have them in the order from worst to best, at least in my opinion. Again, this is all opinion. Starting at number 10, we have the Moonbeam. Now, the customization, I went pretty simple with it. The black, the red, or the dark red with the gold livery. I think it flows really nicely together, but I'll also be including like the upgrade price and talking about that a little bit. The reason this comes in at number 10 is because I had to pick one of the vans, and obviously this one just looks way better than the freaking Soccer Mom minivan. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they added that into the game, but it's really fun to actually get 4 people in here, and especially since the doors slide open, you know, you get people shooting out the sides. It's not the fastest, obviously, and for that $370,000 price tag, it is, you know, a decent amount to pay for a van, and that's why it's at number 10 and not like further up the list. But, you know, it still looks cool, and it's the freaking Moonbeam, so, you know, that's why it's number 10. Number 9, we have the Banshee, and besides like performance, I don't really like the Banshee that much. Like, yeah, it's a cool car and everything, but the customization, like I'm talking about just in Benny's, it's not really that fulfilling. Like, the customization's really lacking. This is what I have. It's a dark purple. This is one of my favorite liveries. The pretty simple, like, I don't know, wings on the side, I guess you can call them, or lines, with the names right here down the hood. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, even though I think it's still the fastest car in the game at top speed wise, because they patched that because it sucked to begin with, but it's just for the price tag of this, I think it's like $600,000 to upgrade this. Just for the upgrade, like to upgrade it fully, get all the performance and stuff, it's probably going to be around $1 million. I don't know if it's worth it in Benny, so that's why it comes in at number 9. Number 8, and this one may be shocking because I have the faction donk ahead of this one, but I'll explain why in a second. I understand why people may not like this, but the regular faction, this one comes in at number 7 or number 8 because, you know, it's a lovely car. It's really nice looking. It was one of the only original lowriders, which is kind of strange. Besides like the Moonbeam, I think we already had a Chino. We already obviously had the Buccaneer. We already had the Voodoo back in the day. So this one, it's a new car. It brought something new to the table, and it's an awesome car. I love the paint job I have here, like the livery and stuff, how it goes together. It's my ice car, I guess. I don't know what we called it whenever I did name it, but it looks cool, and it's fun to drive. It's pretty fast for what it is. It cost $335,000 to upgrade, and at the time that was a pretty reasonable price, I would say, for this in particular car, because it was new, like I said. Now, number 7, we have the Chino. This one was weird because it cost $165,000 like to buy, and then the upgrade price was $225,000, so it made it look more appealing, I guess. But I really like this car, and I don't know why I sold my first one. I think it was probably just to get more room, but I really liked the convertible aspect. Obviously allowed you to see more of the inside, and because Benny's, it brought the interior customization. I really like that about the lowriders, like that, the Buccaneer. I like how you can actually see the inside and all the details and stuff that's in customization that you can put in there. This one, the customization here is the watermelon, just cause, you know, why not? We got the obviously the watermelon, or the seeds, or leopard print with the popsicle stick rim. But yeah, I like this one. It's not as fun to drive as, say, the Buccaneer or some of the ones up there, but it's still, for what it was at the time and considering the price, that's why it's number 7. Now, number 6, I am bringing you the faction donk, and this one is going to be controversial, I feel, just because not many people like the donk, and I completely understand why. Like, look, in real life, this is absolutely idiotic. Why would you have the car like this? That's stupid, but it's a video game, and the benefits of having a donk, I think, outweigh the cons, you know, like the negatives. you can go off-riding with this thing, and it's actually really fun to go off-riding with. And surprisingly, I wasn't a fan of this customization that I have in here, but it's really grown on me. I love this color, which I think it might be it's a sea green, or it's one of the greens mixed with a blue pearlescent, if I recall, with the meteorite livery, and then we got the popsicle stick rims, and then the white on the inside. Nice and simple, but I really like it. And like I said, because the faction was one of my original favorite lowriders, you know, give it some more extra unique customization and looks, I guess, with the giant rims. It was really cool. Now, the one downside is the upgrade price. It's $700,000 or $695,000 to upgrade. That's a lot of money, which I understand for donks is not really worth it per se, but I really like it, and I like driving it, and it's just a fun car. You know, I like the hydraulics on it. And the customization was pretty decent, so that's why it's coming in at number 6. Number 5, we have the Buccaneer. This one is just like the embodiment of nostalgia for me. The flames and the black paint job, oh my god, man, it just brings back so many memories from Vice City back when I played that game as a kid. And the Buccaneer, like before the Lowrider update, it was one of my favorite cars like to drive because it had a great engine. It was one of my favorite muscle cars. And, you know, the looks, it was one of the best looking ones as well. And even though the Saber Turbo recently just came out, which I think kind of overtook this one for me, it's still up there. And obviously that's why it's at number 5. Now, the price to upgrade this one was $380,000. And at the time, I feel like this one was, again, kind of like the faction. It was worth it because even though it was a car that was already in the game, it brought a ton of new customization to that car, and I think it made it even faster. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but it felt like it, at least at the time. And the flames, that, like I said, that's just another part that I really like. And the customization here is pretty simple. The black, the white with the flames. So that's why it's number 5. Now, getting into the top 4. We're going to go ahead and start with number 4, the Tornado. This one is $375,000 to upgrade. And the reason this one comes in at number 4, honestly, I was thinking about bumping it up just because of the awesome worn paint jobs you can get. This one has some really awesome customization. Like, I don't agree with some stuff, and that's why it is at number 4. Like, the liveries don't really match some of the customization that you can put there, and there's some stuff on the inside that doesn't really match as well. But overall, I think it was a really well-made car. The customization I have here, that's a worn red with like a pink pearlescent, I think, and then obviously the lady livery. I really like this one, the way this came out. Moving into number 3, we actually have the Saber Turbo. So this one obviously just came out, and I feel like there was a bit of controversy around this as well, like similar to the Donk when it came out. This one is $490,000 to upgrade. So I understand if some people don't like it. For me, though, I think it was worth it. It didn't add too many actual new parts besides like the liveries and the interior customization and I guess the wheels. So a lot of people were really upset that you had to pay a pretty decent amount of money, $500,000 plus, to just get the car with, you know, some $20,000 liveries. Now, granted, it did make it the fastest in the muscle class, so that's really cool. And it did also give you hydraulics, although some can argue you don't really need hydraulics or even want hydraulics on a muscle car. But in the end, you know, this one, because of how fast it is now and the looks, man, just like look at this car. It just looks so nice. I love this livery, matching the purple, the matte purple with the ice white, I think, pearlescent. It actually kind of reminds me of Saints Row a little bit, but no, I love this one as well because on the side, you can probably see it better from this other side. It's got like a texture to it. And I don't know. It makes it look different, I guess, because I don't think any of the other liveries really do that. And I thought that was really cool. Again, the customization in terms of like more parts, definitely lacking. But to me, it's up there, man. Like I said, it narrowly beat out the Buccaneer for the top muscle car for me. And I think it's well justified in that. Number 2, we're moving back to the Slam Van. This one is the best lowrider, hands down. Like the customization, the liveries, the amount of stuff that you can just do to this car or add to this car is amazing. And honestly, I wish all lowriders had this much. Like the hood, You got this little sun visor thing. You got the bed back here that you can change. You got the freaking whatever those are called coming out. Like, it just added so much. I think you can even change the bumpers. There's a lot of different options there. Like, this car is awesome. Besides the fact that they nerfed the stupid, the fact that, like, you could lower this one or something and it could be the fastest car in the game. That was pretty dumb because, like, nobody really cares if it's the fastest car in the game because you're not going to be ever using that to your advantage. It's just something fun to have. So I don't know really know why they patched it, but I love this car. I have another one actually, which is like the rusted version. This one is, I guess, the cooler version, so to speak. You got like the black paint job with the blue flames, which just looks so awesome, matching with the new Benny rims with the blue little like freaking points, I guess. And then the back here, it only costs $395,000 to upgrade, and considering everything you get for that price, it is by far one of the only cars that I feel like you actually get your money's worth out of. Even though it may not be the fastest or the most practical, it's still one of the best looking, and I think that's ultimately why it comes in at number 2. Now, obviously, I'm not going to spend too much time talking. Number 1, like I said, this one, it was top 10 Benny's cars just because the other lowriders, I couldn't think of anything good to say, like a soccer mom car, really, and then I don't know what the other ones are. But yeah, this one, the freaking Sultan, it's got to be number 1, right? Like, yeah, it cost a lot of money. It cost $795,000 to upgrade. But dude, look at the customization. Like, why couldn't we have this customization on every car? Even the Banshee, that's why it's so far down there. The Banshee didn't have anywhere near this this amount of customization. And the liveries are awesome. I have like 3 versions of the Sultan. I think it's so good. So, you know, it's just, that's why it has to come in at number 1. Yeah, it may not be the fastest supercar because for whatever reason they put it in the supercar class, but it's still up there. You can still compete in certain races. It's super fun to drive. The engine sounds amazing. The interior looks amazing. The exterior looks amazing. So yeah, this is a pretty no-brainer number 1. But yeah, no, that was my top 10 list for the lowriders plus 2 of the sport or supercars that were added to Benny's. You guys can let me know your list in the comment section, and like this video if you were glad, like I'm sure many of you guys are, that the lowriders are hopefully, pray to God, are done. See you guys in the next one though. Subscribe, all that stuff. I'm out.